Well, let's get right to it. Rob, what are your thoughts on this ridiculous new policy in Chicago? I mean, I can't get over it. You see the crime in that city, how Lori Lightfoot is managing the city, and now they're just handcuffing the police, basically. Do you think that overlooking small crime is a way to make our communities feel safer?
No, I do not. Honestly, this is just another day in the clown show that is Lori Lightfoot Chicago. I mean, listen to this. It would be funny if it wasn't so dangerous for the people that actually have to live in Chicago. And this really speaks to the sort of left-wing laws that happen, right? So this far left push to sort of the defund the police narrative, all of this stuff, and to the point where you are telling police officers that are supposed to be keeping people safe that they cannot chase after these people on foot. And this is the thing, Jen, the criminals know these laws, right? So when these far left laws are put into place, these criminals know this. So the people that are going to be shoplifting, the people that are going to be committing these simple assaults, the people that are going to be peeping Tom, all of these other things, they know that they can get away with doing this stuff and that the police will not chase them. That's what makes it so dangerous. That's what makes it so foolish. That's what makes it so stupid. And I really do feel for the citizens of Chicago having to deal with Lori Lightfoot's idiocy and the idiocy of these far left policies, because it really is a beautiful city that is being destroyed right now.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, Trish, police, they got to have suspicion that someone running away will commit Class A felony or misdemeanor. I mean, doesn't this open the door for those who want to defund the police to like just further criticize police for their judgment calls?
Sure it does, Jen. I mean, how the heck is a police officer supposed to even do their job? They're handicapping you effectively right from the beginning. So you see someone that's engaging in some kind of criminal activity and you can't actually take the necessary steps to slow that down. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to chase after them. I mean, this is so counterintuitive. And what's so shameful is that, you know, a city, Rob's right, it's a beautiful city, Chicago, but they have some challenging areas. They are struggling with rising crime rates. They have been for a long time, but certainly over the last couple of years. And look, you know, people deserve basic things like safety. They deserve a police presence so that you don't have to worry about, one, if you're a shop owner, your shop getting, you know, destroyed or shoplifting occurring. As an individual, you shouldn't have to worry about somebody peeping through, you know, into your home. I mean, the list goes on, as you pointed out. And it's so bizarre because they're hurting the very people, Jen, that they say and frankly pretend to be wanting protecting.
Right. Yeah, there's so many Democrats now are backtracking on defunding the police, but then you have stories like this and essentially the handcuffing of our police, and it just makes no sense at all. And I think a lot of people are going to be waking up to that. But speaking of bans, if you saw this, Biden's FDA is now ordering all Juul e-cigarettes off the market in the United States. I mean, Trish, this takes me back to the New York City Mayor Bloomberg when he attacked sugary drinks, takes me back to Michelle Obama trying to revamp school lunches. I mean, is this just government overreach, or do you think this is a good call?
No, it's totally government overreach. And by the way, why are they going after these? I mean, I get that it's a problem with young people and, you know, you don't want to market these e-cigarettes to young kids. I get all that, but I'm sorry, it's still a free country after all. And why this company and this particular genre of product and not other things? I mean, you know, medical marijuana, hey, go for it. Recreational marijuana, go for it. But you can't have these electronic cigarettes, the Juul cigarettes. It doesn't entirely make sense. And it feels like, and I say this as, you know, red-blooded American capitalist, it feels like the government here is picking the winners and the losers. I get it. You don't want them to market to kids. Make sure you protect against that. But what about everybody who's 18 and up? Adults that may choose this instead of tobacco products. It seems very pointed and very reminds you of Mike Bloomberg with the sugary drinks in some ways.
And can I just hop in and say that this is
yes.
I just wanted to hop in and say that this is the same administration, by the way, that was found to be giving out free crack pipes. All right.
Exactly.
So they're going to give out free crack pipes and they're going to do all this stuff, but then they're going to sort of crack down on e-cigarettes. Not a smoker, never will be, but I will say that if I'm in a public area, I would much rather have somebody smoking a vape next to me than an actual cigarette, right? And so this is just another example of the hypocrisy of this administration. And it's so interesting when you think about the fact that these far left policies, like I said, are giving out free crack pipes, and in big cities like New York City, like Chicago, they're literally having quote unquote safe injection sites, and they're trying to tell people how they can safely inject heroin, okay? But the Biden administration's FDA is cracking down on Juuls. It's completely ridiculous.
Yeah, you just can't make it up. I mean, Democrat priorities, Rob. But I do want to switch gears here a little bit. It is Pride Month, and you have a new op-ed published today in Newsweek titled "Pride Has Become a Victim of Its Own Success." And this comes at a time, obviously, during a debate over whether Pride should be a family-friendly event or a place where people can express their flamboyant side. Talk to us about what you mean that Pride has become a victim of its own success.
Well, what I said is that, it's no secret that I'm a gay dude. Everybody knows it. And I think that when you see the difference between what Pride is right now and what it was 10, 15 years ago, there's a marked difference. And what's going on and why I say it's a victim of its own success is because this far left gender cult fringe has kind of taken over. There are literally no rights that gays and lesbians in this country do not have that everybody else has, right? So now the far left fringe that has taken over this movement needs to create more and more things to make themselves feel oppressed. They're all into the gender cult ideology. And what's going on right now is that there is this very weird and bizarre push to sort of push these things on young kids. When you see things like drag queen story hours, when you see things like these child drag queens that they want to perform at these family-friendly Pride events, it makes most sane gays and lesbians kind of go, wait a minute, now that's not what this is always about, what this was always about. Why now? And for all of the sane gays and lesbians, whether they are liberal or conservative, I'm obviously a Republican myself, we have to start speaking out about this stuff. And you have to realize as well, and I get into this in the op-ed, is that there is literally a multi-million, if not multi-billion-dollar industry around these events. Every major company and corporation wants to get involved at this point, and that is why it is sort of becoming so crazy, because they need to find these new ways to make themselves oppressed.
Yeah, they do. And well, real quick before we go, I want to show you a recent video of Arizona gubernatorial candidate Carrie Lake. She owned the liberal media. I think this is fantastic. I'm going to show the video and get your take.
Hi. Carrie. Hi.
Nice to see you. You're off in CNN.
You don't have a mask on anymore. What's going
We're
on?
outside. Do you have a minute to
Well,
chat?
we're 6 feet apart.
Do you have a minute to chat?
I'll do an interview.
Okay.
As long as it airs on CNN Plus. Does that still exist? I didn't think so, because the people don't like what you guys are peddling, which is propaganda. Thank you.
That is so good. I think that's why so many people now are turning to the real people politicians as opposed to what we've seen in the past. Trish, let me get your reaction.
Look, I mean, there is such a narrative that the media is trying to force feed America, and Americans have had it. They don't buy it. They don't trust it. They see right through it. And let's be honest, I mean, CNN Plus, it was just a really bad idea from the get-go. So flawed in many, many ways. It's like, okay, nobody's watching CNN. Maybe they'll watch something over here that they have to pay for on top of it. Forget about it. I mean, this shows you just the pure idea of it, Jen. It shows you how out of touch these people are and how in love with themselves they are, that they think that anybody would actually want to watch in the first place. But I give her credit, because people need to call this out. You need to call their bluff. Everybody's had it with it.
Yeah, no question about it. And Rob, we got 30 seconds, so I'm going to let you have the last word here.
Well, what I love about this clip and what I love about Carrie Lake is that Carrie Lake comes from this world. She was a local reporter for years and years and years, so she knows how the propaganda sausage is made. She's seen it from the inside, and that's what makes her such a powerful candidate. And I love moments like this where she is giving it back to the fake news media in exactly the way they've been serving it up for quite some time. So go Carrie Lake, and that was just a fire moment.
Yeah, certainly cheering her on there. Well, Trish Regan and Rob Smith, thank you both so much for taking time to be with us tonight.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.